A few days ago, Z invited me out to a Halloween party. It was a gorgeous fall day, and I wanted to share the event, so I started recording this video. Z seemed a bit worried about the camera at first. I don't know why, Z's usually on camera. But later on said it was okay after checking with the group. Z kinda laughed and said that, "We'll have Final Cut, don't worry." So I arrived and they said I was just in time and that all the preparations were beginning for what they called the Crimson Moonlight Gathering. I'd never heard of it before, but hey, it's fall, the moon was going to be full. It's probably one of those funky harvest moon thingies. Also, they told me they were just a bunch of friends who share several views and interests in common, that's all. I'm not sure what prompted that, but of course, friends hang out together, right? We got there and there was this giant leaf pile, and people took turns jumping into it because it's fall. I also overheard something about the pile needing to be deep enough to cover at least 2 people for the winter. Well, I guess they wanted to make sure it was safe for people jumping into it. No one wants to get hurt landing, right? People were playing games, they were throwing the frisbee around, and talking how excited they were for what was coming up next. I assume they meant the barbecue. Z was out there holding a darkened skull and saying something I couldn't quite understand. She said she was practicing a Shakespearean soliloquy for a play, which was very nice of her to show an interest in the performing arts. That being said, the words didn't sound like any Shakespeare I'd heard before. Like it wasn't even something I could register as a language. It kind of felt like my brain was being scratched when I heard it, so I asked her a bit more about that. She said it always sounded better in the original language and that don't worry, I would be understanding the language soon enough. Wait, she's offering language lessons? Oh, that's so cool. I asked when this play was going to start or run. They kind of looked at me funny, and then they said they were just a group that shared a common vision and oneness together, and we're a collective that promotes love and understanding. I didn't ask that. So the barbecue was starting, and everyone was working to clear the area for photos, I guess. They were very big on the tree, and were testing that branch for the weight. They were adamant it had to hold the weight of at least 2, maybe 3 people. Yes, people. Safety first, right? The cornfield was also a strange focus. The group said they had to make sure they could chase stray dogs through the field and wanted to make sure it was clear for the arrival of the Crimson Ones. I thought that was the moon. They wouldn't elaborate on who these people were, but they assured me they were not a cult. I never asked that. The sun began to set and the group headed indoors for some food and drink. They even had some special drinks for me as the first-time guest. It was very fuzzy in flavor. Not sure how I could describe that any other way, but the lights began to dim and I stepped outside for a moment and, who are you?
Soon you will know. You will know everything.
I hadn't met this one yet, and decided that this was the wrong time for a first introduction, so I went inside back where it was warm and safe and relaxing. Kind of fuzzy feeling. I just decided to lie down for a little bit, It just felt better. I think I fell asleep. Guys? What's going on here? This doesn't seem right, guys. Why are you all looking at me like that? Who are these? Who are these people? Z. Look, something is very wrong here. I don't know what's going on, but we really need to leave. Z, are you okay? Z, oh shit. Hi, I'm Cheshi. I just wanted to let you know that the Crimson Reaping Festival was so much fun.
There were nice leaf piles to bury things, trees to hang things in, and a lovely field to sow all the seeds for all newcomers. Maybe one day you can join us.